And there we go. Okay. Huh. Sige. Uh, Hello. Welcome sa last session natin sa physics. And today, we're going to answer the problem set on dynamics, which I will show later. And I will show you how to work with inclines din. Kasi sabi ko nga last time, we will work on inclines first, no? Okay, sige, game. Let's just review yung mga ginawa natin last time sa physics. I hope naalala nyo pa. And today, I'll tell you, mahirap yung problem set natin. Mahirap siya. Hindi siya madali. Okay? So, first of all, let's try forces. A force is defined as a push or a pull. Then, a force is defined as an interaction between an object and environment. Vector with magnitude and direction. Newtons ang kanyang unit. Common kinds of forces. Contact force, may direct contact between two objects. Normal force, perpendicular to the surface of contact. No? Tulad dito, friction force, always perpendicular to the normal force, tapos opposite where the object is moving. Kung dito siya gumagalaw, pag ganun yung friction. Tension force naman is a pulling force exerted by a stretched rope or cord or an object to which it's attached. And lastly, a long-range force acts even when the objects are separated by empty space. Example nun is weight or gravitational force that pulls an object always towards the center of the earth. Free body diagram, lahat ng forces acting in an object. No? We'll do more of that later. Next is superposition of forces. Any number of forces applied at a point on an object have the same effect as a single force equal to the vector sum of the forces. So, sinasabi lang dito, pwedeng maging resultant vector ang force. No? Net force, ito siya, R equals square root of R squared plus Ry squared. So, get the x and y components, tapos get the square root, no? Katulad lang sa ginawa natin sa vectors dati. And tangent theta equals Ry over Rx for the direction. Three laws of motion. Law of inertia, an object will continue to stay at rest or continue moving at a constant velocity unless a net external force acts upon it. Pag ganun siya, nasa equilibrium siya, where the sum of the forces is zero. The tendency of an object to maintain its state of rest or continue moving at a constant velocity is called inertia. And the higher the mass, the harder it is to change its state. Okay? Law of acceleration for second law, a net force causes acceleration. Sum of forces equals ma. Diba? Yun. Tapos, each component ng vector also equal sa acceleration dun sa component nila. Okay? Lastly, sa third law of motion, to every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay? Fa on B equals negative Fb on A. Ito yung mga example, no? Mass and weight, ang tawag pa rin dito, action-reaction pair. We'll be dealing with a lot of this mamaya. Okay, mass and weight. Mass is the measure of inertia in an object. The higher the mass, the harder it is to change its state. And the higher the mass, the more force is needed to cause acceleration. Next is weight, gravitational force. Force due to gravity that pulls an object towards the center of the earth. Present all the time yan. Weight equals mg, always remember that. And lastly, friction. Contact force exerted by a surface on an object in which it is in contact with. It acts parallel to the surface of contact opposite to where the object is moving. Okay? Parati sa perpendicular sa normal force. Kinetic friction kapag nagsaslide, ayan na, nakasabi dyan, nagsaslide yung object over a surface. Mu k yung kinetic coefficient of kinetic friction, and n is the magnitude of the normal force acting on the object. While static friction refers to a force parallel to the two surfaces that can arise even when they are not sliding to keep the object in place. No? Us is the coefficient of static friction and N is the magnitude of the normal force acting on the object. Ayan. An object will not move as long as exerted force is less than the static friction provided by the floor. Okay? And kapag gumagalaw na yung object, nagsaslide, yung friction is provided by this, mu Kn. And for problem solving, draw an FBD. Number 2, resolve forces along X and Y. And lastly, use Newton's first and second law to solve quantities. So, ito, just the basics of how to draw free body diagrams. Ayan, example, meron kang pulling force with angle of 30 degrees. Ito yung free body diagram niya. Okay? And kapag tension in a flexible cord, pag magkakonekta to, take note na equal yung tension, no? Equal yung tension, and yung acceleration ng buong system is the same. Okay? And for pulleys naman, ganun din. Since connected sila by a massless cord, pareho yung acceleration ng buong system, tas pareho lang din yung tension, no? And dahil pababa yung B dito, yung force nito is MA, di ba? Negative MA. Lalagyan mo ng negative kasi pababa siya kapag nag-Newton second law ka na. And lastly, let's do this. Let's do this problem before we move on to our problem set discussion. For this problem set, I will let you answer for a while. Tapos, I rely on you to listen to me kasi maraming items dito na kakaiba. Okay? So, I don't know. Depends on you. Basta, I'll let you try for a while. Tapos, ako na magdi-discuss. Okay? I don't need to ask for your answer. Basta, I want you to try. Okay? Sige. Let's go. So, looking at this, a skier has begun descending the 30-degree slope. If the coefficient of friction is 0.10, what is the acceleration? Sige. Let's create a free body diagram. Let's draw the situation first muna, no? Okay? I hope naalala nyo pa talaga. Kasi marami akong sinabi last time. Incline. Diba yan, ha? Talking back the given. Diba? Skier. Sabihin natin yun yung skier. Dito siya papunta, diba? Pero dito yung friction. Okay? Pero, dyan lang siya papunta. Dito yung acceleration niya. Okay? Dyan siya papunta. So, dyan yung acceleration niya. Ano pa? May weight dito. And may normal force. Diba? Okay, one thing to know, kapag merong ganyan, set this as your, tingnan na, y-axis, x-axis, no? Hindi siya pwedeng ganito, no? Wag, mahirap i-solve yan. So, ang gagawin nyo, di ba yan? Ikot nyo yan. Ikot nyo pa ganito ng onte. Kumbaga, look at it ng nakaslant yung head nyo. So, if we draw that, may ganito na yung free body diagram. Ito na yung meron. Friction, normal force, tsaka weight. Tapos, kung ano man yung theta dito, yan din yung theta dito. Ito, yun din yung theta dyan, okay? Which is this. Yan. Ngayon, let's resolve yung mga forces. Sa x-axis, we have, di ba, x component nito. Wala siyang y component sa sa force kasi, mamaya na. The sum of forces along x equals m a equals to, right? Di ba, weight yan. Di ba, para makuha yung opposite niyan, para makuha yung horizontal component yan, sin theta, di ba? So, mg, weight is mg, minus friction. Ang friction natin is mg sin theta minus mu kn, di ba? Mu kn. Ngayon, ano yung n? Ano yung normal force? Ano yung normal force? So, i-resolve natin yung y-axis. Wala siyang net force sa y-axis kasi pareho lang yung ginagalawan niya. Wala naman siya tumatalon, di ba? So, sum Fy equals to 0 equals to n. Tapos ngayon, meron tayong weight na pababa rin. Weight component going down, which is mg cosine. Kasi, di ba, ito yon, which is adjacent to the weight. Diba? So, dapat cosine. Minus mg cosine theta. From here, we get n equals mg cosine theta. Ngayon, substitute dito, ma equals mg sine theta minus mu k mg cosine theta. Solving for acceleration, cancel out lang natin yung m. We have g sine theta minus mu k g cosine theta. Now, solving this, we will get ano ba yung theta dyan? 30 degrees. Oh. Mu k is 0.10. So, 4.05 meters per second squared. Okay? Yan. Before I continue, may tanong ba before we proceed with our problem set? Wala, ito na. Ipapadala ko sa GC. Teka ha. Okay, wala na. Game ha. Let's start. Wala nang tanong before we start. Okay, game. Oh, I want you to answer the problem set. Ito. Answer 1 to 20 multiple choice for for 30 to 45 minutes. Okay? You don't need to send to me your answers. Gusto ko lang matry nyo muna on your own before I discuss. Okay? Sige, game. If may tanong kayo, please feel free to ask me. Or if you need help. Okay? Sige. Teka guys ha, hinatapon ako eh. I'll be back ha. Sabihin sa akin if like sirit na kayo ha. It's okay din. I want you to try muna. Yung next 1 hour, ako na bahala mag-discuss. I just want you to listen mamaya. Yung number 2, there are many answers, ha? One, nine, 12, 13. 15 minutes, guys. Ah, really? Oh, sige. Um, Sige, I'll give 5 minutes more. Oh, yung mga tapos na, hindi, basta sige, 15 minutes pa, pero yung mga tapos na, I want you to try this. Tingnan yung papadala ko sa GC, ah. Yung mga tapos na, try the following sa problem solving. After kasi, ako na lang lahat magdi-discuss. Okay? Try nyo na lang. Try nyo na lang itong mga to. Hindi yung mga di-discuss ko mamaya. 15 minutes pa. Sige, go. Sige, 10 minutes. See guys, 5 minutes extension. May tapusin lang ako para sa inyo. Teka ha. Meron na akong kinaklarify na problem. Sige guys, let's discuss in 2 minutes, ha? Okay. Game, let's try. Oh, look at the board. Oh, sige. Ay, nawala yung camera ko. Hindi ba? Ayan, okay, sige. Game, ha? Dito tayo sa ano. Sige, I hope you're listening, ha? I hope you look at the questionnaire while I'm saying a question. No, teka lang. Tingin natin to dito. Okay, game. Oh. Number 1, multiple choice. Oh, the truck is traveling horizontally to the right as shown in the figure. When the truck starts to slow down, the crate on the frictionless truck bed starts to slide. In what direction could the net force be on the crate? Okay. Di ba? Naalala niyo yung kwento ko sa inyo about the seatbelt? Ito exactly yon. Ito yon. Frictionless yung truck, di ba? So, kaya siya nag-slide. Walang pumipigil sa box na mag-slide. Okay? So, dapat no direction. Net force is 0. Kasi alam natin na in equilibrium yung box. Kasi wala naman unbalanced force na nag-act against the box. No? Newton's first law. Okay? Next. Number 2. Oh, Newton's third law yan, guys. Newton's third law. Apply a horizontal force of 400 newtons to the car. It doesn't budge, and neither do you. Okay, so for sure, 400 newtons. Nandyan yan everywhere. Ngayon, titignan mo kung ano na lang dito yung action-reaction pair. Or ano dito yung sensible. Okay? Force exerted by the car on you. Yes, tama yan. Dapat 400 newtons din yung magnitude ng force niyan. Kasi, you pushing on the car, nagpo-push din sa sayo. Friction force exerted by the car on the road. Yes. Kasi, di ba, kung ano man yung applied force mo, di ba mag-drawing, sige na, let's draw this. Oh. Di ba, kung ano man yung friction force mo, diba, car? Let's look at the car, ha? Kung ano man yung applied force mo, yun din yung friction. Hindi nga siya gumagalaw, eh. So, letter B. Then, letter D also. Yes, no? Kung nag-apply ka ng 400, kasi, diba, para mag-push ka sa car, nag-apply ka ng force sa ground. Diba? So, dapat, para hindi ka madulas, dapat pareho rin yung friction force na ine-exert sa'yo ng road. Okay? Letter C, hindi yan. Okay? Common sense naman yan. Hindi. So, letter A, B, and D. Okay? Next. Number 3. Ito, oh. Oh, free body diagram. Okay. So, kung ano man yung net force nito, yun yung amount of force needed to pull yung yung backpack. Okay? So, tingnan natin. Oh, sa Y component, 'di ba, dalawang tension. Tension sin theta. 'Di ba kung theta ito? Oo, 2t sin theta. Tapos ito, merong mg, no? So, yung force sa Y, or net force in all, yung x kasi magka-cancel lang. No? Magka-cancel lang. Kasi pareho naman silang chord. So, mg minus 2t sin theta. Okay, habang lumiliit yung theta, guys, lumiliit din to. Then, lumalaki to, 'di ba? Lumalaki 'yan. Lumalaki ito, yung net force, 'di ba? So, syempre, may hirapan kang hilahin yung rope. Kasi 'di ba kapag hinila mo yung rope, liit yung theta kasi magiging straight yung rope, 'di ba? Yes, tama. Kaya lang, yung letter D, rope always sags where the pack hangs. Common sense naman yan, guys, no? Common sense yan. Kasi, meron tong weight. So, kahit papano, magdidip siya ng onte. No? Magdidip talaga siya ng onte. Kung walang force yan, kung wala siyang weight, oo. Pag inana mo, straight na siya. Kaya lang kasi meron kang weight hihilahin niya talaga yung rope pababa. Okay? Sige. Number 4. Oh, a person stands on a scale in the elevator. Diba na-discuss ko sa inyo na ang weighing scale works by the weighing scale looking at yung normal force exerted by the scale, diba? Ganun siya gumana. Oh, now let's look at that. Ito. Okay. Sorry kasi walang ink eh. Okay, ito, look. Scale. Diba? Sabihin natin ito yung free body diagram of scale. You have normal force, mg. Okay. Examine natin, no? Kung pataas yung acceleration, summation of force, y, equals ma, positive kasi pataas. N minus mg. N equals m times a plus g. Kapag still lang, ito moving up. Pag still, wala acceleration. So, zero to. Malalaman natin, n equals mg. Kapag naman moving down, negative to. Diba? Going down. So, negative. So, alam natin na kapag moving down, n equals m times g minus a. Diba? A minus g. Diba? So, ano yung pinakamalaki? Obviously, ito. Obviously yan, no? So, it means, yung apparent weight, ito kasi apparent weight yung normal force, okay? Ang apparent weight is greatest when the elevator is accelerating upward, okay? Next, when a skier skis down the hill, the normal force exerted on the skier by the hill is, look. If pero kayong di-gets, please chat nyo lang sa Google Meet, ha? Basta tuloy-tuloy lang ako kasi marami tayong di-discuss. So, ganoon lang din kanina, incline. Oh. Wala masabi friction. So, N, wait, di ba? Alala niyo kanina? Kung theta to, di ba? So, ayusin natin yung free body diagram. Oh. N, weight, theta. Looking at y equals to 0 equals to, I'll use this muna. Equals to, mg equals n minus mg, di ba? Weight, y component, mg cosine theta. N equals mg cosine theta. So, yan, we have our answer na agad. Dapat less than the weight of the skier, yung normal force. Okay? Dapat less than. Next, number 6. Ito, pag-isipan lang natin, no? Air resistance. Air resistance. Diba air resistance, pinapabagal niya yung paggalaw ng object habang tumatagal sa air. So, you expect na, syempre, diba, pag nag-drop ka ng object from a high place, di ba mabilis muna yung pagbaba niya, tapos bumabagal after a long time. So, dapat letter B, no? Starts fast, yung acceleration, yung increase na acceleration, tapos pabagal siya ng pabagal. That's how, air resistance works. Okay? Next, number 7. A golf ball is hit with a golf club. Tignan niyo yung, while the ball flies through the air, which forces act on the ball? Lumilipad na yung bola. So, ito, nasa previous concepts natin to, guys. Free fall lang to. Letter B. Gravity lang yung nag-a-act sa bola. Okay? Gravity lang. Next. Suppose an object is accelerated by a force of 100 newtons. Suddenly, a second force of 100 newtons in the opposite direction is exerted on the object so that the forces cancel. Sinabi na, equal and opposite. No? Aring sabihin nun, net force is 0. Newton's first law, nothing should happen. Dapat, letter C, continues at the velocity it had before the second force was applied. No? Kasi hindi niya naman pinigil eh. Kasi equilibrium yung object. Okay? Dapat letter C. Next, number 9. You are pushing a heavy box across a rough floor. When you are initially pushing the box and it is accelerating. Guys, kung titignan nyo, wait lang. Kung titignan nyo to, di ba parang naghahanap siya ng action-reaction pair? Kung titignan nyo yung choices, examine nyo lang kung ano yung tama. Di ba, by Newton's third law, equal and opposite reaction. Basta dalawa magkaibang object. So, ang tamang sagot lang is letter D. Yun ay sensible, di ba? Letter D lang. So, dapat, kahit na nag-accelerate yung object mo, dapat pareho pa rin yung force na ine-exert sa'yo ng box sa pinupush mo sa kanya, okay? Dapat pareho lang yun. Okay, number 10. A 50 Newton crate sits on a horizontal floor where the coefficient of static friction between the crate and the floor is 0.5. A 20 Newton force is applied to the crate acting to the right. What is the resulting static friction force acting on the crate? Static friction force. Okay, let's draw the free body diagram. Normal force. Weight. Tapos, papunta sa right yung force. Busan pa ako ink. Teka ha. Hindi lang guys. Let's use a different colored marker. Yan, ito marami pa. Oh. Ito, tapos pabalik, yung friction. Friction. Oh, it works. Painitin ko nga to. Oh, sorry. Okay. Diba hindi gumagalaw yung object? So, dapat FA equals F. Equals, ano nga ulit yung formula ng friction? Mu S times N, diba? So, mu S times N. So, ay, sorry. Teka. Pasensya na. Mali ako. Wait lang, let me change my answer key. Tama ka pala, Johan, sa number 10. Okay, sorry. Mali ako ng tingin. Diba, pinupush mo to the right, to the left. So, tingnan natin yung maximum static friction. Tingnan natin. Diba, Fs max equals to mu S times N. Ang normal force is also the weight, diba? Mu S times N is 0.5. Nagbigay na dyan yung weight, so 50. 25 newtons, yung maximum force na kayang i-accommodate na friction. So, dapat, the resulting static friction is also 20 newtons. So, kasi, hindi naman gagalaw yung object 20 newtons to the left din. Okay? 20 newtons to the left. Letter B. Next, number 11. Analyze lang na onte. Sabi, to pull, may free body diagram, drawing na tayo diretso 500 newtons. Tas meron din daw force. Dito, 450 newtons, 45 degrees. Northwest Okay. So, by inspection pa lang, alam natin na hindi sasakto ng 950 yung force. Kasi may sakto lang yan kapag same direction sila in-apply. Hindi Diba? So, dapat less than 950. Letter A. Next, number 12. A bread box is subjected to forces in 4 situations below. Which forces produces the greatest magnitude of acceleration? So, get the net force for each one. Get the net force for each one. Yung letter A, 3 newtons. Yung lahat ng iba, 2 newtons yung net force, di ba? So, syempre, the greater the net force, the greater the acceleration. So, dapat A yung sagot, no? A yung sagot. Next, for the following questions, refer to the figure below. Okay. So, ito guys hanapin nyo yung stationary and moving at constant velocity. Pag ganon, sum of forces equals to 0 by Newton's first law, di ba? So, hanapin nyo lang kung saan balance yung forces. Di ba? So, number 2 lang yun. Situation 2 lang yun. For number 13 and 14. Kasi yung iba, meron silang X and Y components So, hindi magiging balance yung force. May net force somewhere. Di ba? I hope you get that. Yung situation 2 kasi, pag tinignan nyo, equal na agad siya Isa dito, isa dito. Yun na agad, no? Walang reservations or some other thing. Ayan, that's for number 13 and 14. 15, 16. Okay. You can do this the hard way, or you can do this the easy way. Paano yung hard way? Oh. Yun yung nakasulat dito kanina. 10. 3 kg. 5 kg. 2 kg. F. Ngayon, drawingan natin ng free body diagram lahat. Drawingan natin ng free body diagram lahat. Oh. T1, T2, T3. Okay? T1. Ito. T2, T1. Ito. T3, T2. Ito. F, T3. Okay? Now, resolving. 14 letter B. Boy. Situation 2. 13 and 14. Situation 2. Oh, tingnan natin ha. Tingnan natin yung free body diagram for each. Let's resolve the forces. Sa 10 kilograms, T1. Okay. Before that pala, ano yung magnitude ng acceleration sa 15? Diba? Dahil connected sila by massless cord, o di pareho lang sila ng acceleration. They act as one system. Okay? Automatic yun ha. Kapag connected sila by same cord, same kind of cord, ano na yun? Pareho lang sila ng acceleration. So, 15 is E, none, no? Kasi pareho lang sila. So, ngayon, let's solve this. Yung number 16, which of the cords has the greatest tension? T1 equals 10A. T2 equals, ito, yan, di ba? Next, ito. T2 minus T1 equals 3A. Mass times acceleration, di ba? Yun lang yun. Mass times acceleration. Ito. T3 minus T2 equals 5A. And yung pinakahuli sa dulo, F minus T3 equals 2A. Ano mangyayari kapag inad natin lahat to? Magka-cancel yung mga T. So, we have the net force. F equals 20A. Ano napansin nyo? Diba? Kung kukunin nyo yung M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 times A, yun din yung net force, diba? Napansin nyo yun? Okay, that's one of the things dito sa tension, ha? Pag may tension. Yung applied force is just the total times acceleration. So, that's a shortcut. Next. Oh, meron na tayong 20A. Now, we can get tension 3. 18. Oh, tension 2, 13, di ba? Pag sinubstitute. Tension 1 equals 10, given. Ayun. So, which of the chords has the greatest tension? Chord 3. Chord 3. Diba? Chord 3. Pero actually, guys, ano napansin nyo? Oh, chord 3. Ano napansin nyo? Diba, ano yung nasa behind chord 3? Lahat nito, diba? Lahat nito. So, in a sense, quote and quote, hinihila niya lahat. Kaya siya may pinakamalakas na tension. Okay? That's how to look at it conceptually. Sige. Next. 17, 18. Oh, which of the barracks experiences the least acceleration? Wala, pareho pa rin. Kasi instead, the connected by cord, magkaka-touch sila, magkaka-contact sila, di ba? So, pag gano'n, pareho pa rin yung acceleration. Ay, mass 1. Diba? Applied force. 1, 2, 3. Okay, dito naman, gawa rin tayo ng free body diagram for each. Oh. F2 on 1, diba? F2 on 1. Yung contact force, F2 on 1. Okay? Sa mass 2, ito mass 1. Mass 2. Diba pag ganon? F3 on 2, tsaka F1 on 2, diba? Next, lastly, mass 3, to lang. Ay, sorry. Pag ganito pala. So, bale, look at each object, no? Look at the free body diagram for each object. Yan yung technique dito sa dynamics. F23. Sige, let's start. Let's get the acceleration muna. Diba, they act as one system? So, F equals MA, A times M1 plus M2 plus M3. Equals 17A, diba? So, A equals F over 17. Pero actually, guys, sige, hindi ko na gagawin yan. Which of the following forces is the greatest magnitude? Obviously, guys, by common sense, dapat letter C. Kasi, nahati na yung force na yun among all of this eh. Diba? Dapat letter C. Yun yung greatest magnitude. Obviously, no? Obviously. Hindi ko natutuloy ito. Okay, next. Number 19. If theta increases, what happens to the magnitude of Fn? Number 1920. May friction daw yan. May friction. Theta to, di ba? Theta. N. Wait. Friction, okay? Normal force. Normal force equals, di ba ito? Weight plus F sin theta. So, if theta is increased, ano ulit mangyayari? Pag in-increase natin si theta, yung sin theta lalaki rin, di ba? So, dapat nag-i-increase yung magnitude ng normal force. Letter A. And number 20, if the box is sliding and theta is increased, what happens to the magnitude of the frictional force? Di ba? Di ba sabi natin kapag gumagalaw yung object, tapos kinetic friction nag-act, pareho na siya always, kahit ano man yung speed. Diba? So, letter C, no change. Ngayon, before I move on, may tanong ba sa lahat na diniscuss natin? Sige, I'll give a 2-minute break to process all of that. Mahaba-haba pa yung discuss natin. Kaya ako rin, I need the break. Sige, let's take a short break. 2 minutes. Baka 3 minutes. Ako rin, kailangan ko rin. Give 1 minute. Let's start in a minute. Okay, game. Oh, do you guys want more time to answer yung part 2 or you want me to discuss na? Ano, what do you think? You want me to discuss na or do you want more time to answer? Gusto mo na i-try? What do you think? Tell me muna. Discuss na lang. O sige, discuss na lang tayo. How about yung iba? Discuss na lang? How about... Okay, sige. Game. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Mahirap siya eh. Okay, before we move on, nakakuha naman yung idea ng force? Nakakuha naman? Na-imagine nyo ba siya? No. Honestly, nakakuha naman? Nakakuha ba yung ginagawa natin? Ano, yes, no? Please. Mas nagigets na po nung na-explain. Okay, sige. Okay lang yan, no? Okay lang if as of now, hindi nyo talaga makuha. Kasi, una 2 hours na yung session natin. That's really short. Number 2, this is just a crash course, no? Okay lang talaga if hindi nyo makuha. And number 3, sa school, 1 quarter to ginagawa. Okay? 1 quarter to ginagawa. So, ginagawa lang natin to para masanay talaga tayo. Okay? Game. Oh! Ayan na, if may tanong, please message lang kayo sa Google Meet. Sige, that's good to know. Okay, game. 1B. We'll try to finish yung mga nandito. We have 40 minutes left. Okay, 1B. Look at 1B, 1B. Pag may dalawang object, gawan nyo sila na free body diagram pareho. Okay? Gawan nyo sila na free body diagram pareho. Ay, sorry. 1B pa nga pala muna. O sige, 1B pala muna. O. What force does friction exert on the skater? So, kailangan na natin is MA. Di ba yun lang kailangan natin? Kailangan natin MA. Di ba? Ngayon, we need to get the A. Paano makukuha yung A? O. Kinematics, VF equals VI plus AT. Okay, VF equals VI plus AT. So, A equals VF minus VI over T. Ha? So, solving VF 0, kasi initial velocity 2.40. Yung time is 3.52 seconds. Ano to? Pag kinalculate mo, negative 15 over 22. Tinatamad ako mag-calculate. Ayan. Negative 15 over 22. Ngayon, multiply mo na. Plug in mo na. Mass, 68.5 times negative 15 over 22. You will get, all in all, negative 46.7 newtons. Okay? Negative 46.7 newtons. Ayan. Okay. Next. Letter C. Pulley. Okay? Pulley. Basic lang yan. Bakit? Okay. For pulley, ang hacks, di ba may weight yung box. Kapag mas mabigat yung nasa kabilang side ng pulley, doon pupunta yung object. Doon siya gagalaw. Okay? Always remember that, ha? Example, dito sa letter A, 30 newtons, hindi gagalaw yung pulley. Kasi mas mabigat yung box. Kaya lang, sa letter C, gagalaw na yung pulley. To the right, no? Ay, towards the counterweight. Kasi, mas mabigat na yun. Okay, sige, let's try. Ngayon, Let's look at the free body diagram for each, no? Sa letter C, ang sagot dyan, 0. Kasi, di ba, ang tinatanong, determine the force that the table exerts on the box if the weight hanging on the other side of the pulley weighs 90 newtons. So, tinatanong is normal force. Di ba, sabi ko, pag 90 newtons, pag mas mabigat na yung isang side, gagalaw na yung pulley. So, manlift na siya sa table. Wala nang uh, wala nang normal force kasi wala na siya sa table. Okay? Sige. Next. Oh, ngayon, let's look at A and B. Yung letter C, 0. Yung letter A and B. Okay, ma? Ito, di ba? Pasensya na if pangit yung marker. Wala na akong ink eh. Ano pa kasi isang class na tuturuan nito mamaya. Same topic. Tapos, meron din mamaya super habang topic. So, sige. Oh. Table. Diba? Sa box, ito yung forces. N plus T. Tension. Kasi tension, may string. Diba? Tapos ito pababa, weight ng box. So, diba? Hindi siya gumagalaw. F equals N plus T minus W equals 0. So, N, W minus T. Tapos, kailangan natin kung yung tension, di ba? Makukuha lang natin yun kapag kinuha natin to. T, tsaka weight. Dito sa counterweight. Di ba? Oh, dyan, sum of forces is also equal to 0 kasi hindi siya gumagalaw eh. T minus W. Up minus down. So, as you can see, tension equals weight. Diba? So, sa letter A, 30 newtons. Yung weight ng pulley. Yan na, substitute lang natin dito. Weight ng box minus weight ng counterweight. To, C. So, sa letter A, yung sagot, 77 minus 30 equals 47 newtons. Yun yung normal force. Next, yung letter B. Oh, ganun pa rin. Same. Oh, yung tension ngayon is 60 newtons na. So, ang normal force is 77 minus 60, 17 newtons. Sa letter C, 0. Ayun. Kasi nga, sa letter C, na-lift off the table na yun. Yung box. Okay. Sige, if walang tanong, I'll move to the next one. Number 2, lahat ng number 2. Okay, ito na naman tayo. Shucks, ang dami pala nito. Oh, ganun talaga eh. Sige, game. Guys, CR lang ako ah. Wait lang. Oh, next. 2ABC. Okay, ito. Guys, ang technique sa physics, para hindi kayo malilito, parating gumamit ng variables. Okay? Parating gumamit ng variables. Huwag kayo mag-substitute ng value agad. Kasi pag substitute kayo agad ng value, malilito lang kayo. Kaya ito, for the next few items, actually, hanggang mamaya, algebra heavy to. Kasi puro variables yung gagamitin ko. Okay? Ganyan yung technique para hindi ka malito. Game, ha? Ito, number 2A, pareho lang to kanina. Ginawa na natin to kanina, di ba? As you can remember. Okay, paano to? Teka lang guys ha. Wait lang, may tinatawag ako nanay ko. Wait lang. Okay, pasensya na, no? Sige, game. 2A, 2A. 2A. Game, ha? 2A. I'm going to apply yung mga concepts na tinuro ko sa inyo kanina. T1, T2, T3. Okay. Acceleration of the system. 'Di ba? Dahil isang connected system lang sila, acceleration equals force, which is T3. Yung T3 dyan, yun yung force, no? Yun yung force. 'Di ba meron T3 dyan? Yun yung force of magnitude 65. No? Yun na yun. Kasi humihila rin siya, kaya niya pinangalan na T3. Okay? Sige. Pero sige, before I do that, I'm going to draw the free body diagram of each. T1, T1, T2, T2, T3. Napansin nyo pala guys, yung mga free body diagram ko, di ba, medyo incomplete na siya. Hindi ko na sinasama all of the time yung normal force tsaka weight kasi para mas mabilis, okay? Kasi importante na naman ay kung saan lang gumagalaw yung object, okay? Pag naman hindi kailangan yung normal force and weight sa mga calculation mo, it's okay to leave that out. Pero syempre, it depends on your teacher, okay? Okay. Next, letter A muna. Find the magnitude of the acceleration. Mass, diba? Ang force equals mass times acceleration. Ang acceleration equals force over total mass. So, T3 to, T3. So, equal to sa 0.97. If kinompute mo, 65 over 12 plus 24 plus 31. Okay? 0.97 ang lalabas. Meters per second squared. Pero post ko naman yung sagot ito later. Okay? Next. tension T1 and T2. So, let's examine lahat. Di ba? Sa M1, di ba ang tension sa mass 1, sum of forces MA, M1A equals T1. Yun na. Yun lang. So, actually, meron tayong T1. M1A, which is 11.6 newtons. Diba? 12 kilograms. 12 times 0.97 equals 11.6 newtons. Next, T2. T2. Let's look at this. No? Let's look at this. T1, T2 minus T1 equals M2A. So, T2 equals T1 plus M2A. So, yun na. T1 is 11.6 plus M2, which is 24 times 0.97. You should get 34.9 newtons sa dulo. So, acceleration equals 0.97 meters per second squared. T1 equals 11.6 newtons. T2 equals to 34.9 newtons. Ayan. Okay. Please, before we move on, pakisabi na lang if may tanong sa akin. Okay? Next. Letter B. Contact in horizontal. Okay. Bilisan natin na onti. A, B. Let's draw free body diagrams for all the systems. N, weight A, NA, applied force B on A. Next, dito sa B, NB, FA on B, weight B. Okay, ngayon, let's, wala naman friction. So, let's just look at the x components of both, okay? For A, ito A, F minus FBA equals MA. MAA, no? MAA. Next, sa B, FAB equals MBA. Yun na. Okay. Diba? By Newton's third law, yung FBA tsaka FAB, pareho lang yan. Equal lang yan. Okay? Equal lang yan. By Newton's third law, equal yan. So, i-substitute ko lang to dito. F minus MBA equals MAA. F equals A times MA plus MB. A equals F over MA plus MB. 100 over MA plus MB is 25 plus 8. 3.03 meters per second squared. Next, magnitude of the force that box A exerts on B and box B exerts on A. Substitute lang natin dito. Ito yung sagot for both. Magnitude na naman hinihingi eh. Mass B times A. Mass B is 8 times 3.03. Ito yung sagot for both. 24.24 newtons. Yan na. Yun yung sagot for letter B. Okay, sige. Next, letter C, 2C. Sabihin na sa akin if may tanong kaya. Okay? Letter C, 20 kilogram box on the table. 20 kilograms. Yun lang. Free body diagram and weight A. Sabi natin box A yung 20 kilograms ha. Weight A. Hindi siya gumagalaw. So, forces, sum equals 0 equals to N minus weight A. N equals weight A. Equals mg, mag. You will get 996 newtons. Ang tinatanong ko sa part 1 is, what is the weight of the box and the normal force acting on it? Yun na. Yun na yun. Next, for letter B, nilagyan daw natin ng box dito. 10 kg mass. Ito 20 kg. Let's examine both. Let's examine both. Kasi tinatanong, normal force that the table exerts on the 20 kilogram box, tapos normal force the 20 kilogram box exerts on the 10 kilogram box. Okay. Game ha? For letter A, nagbago na yung free body diagram. Bakit? Meron ng force due to this one, which is the weight of B. Diba? Weight ng B. For A ito mass A. So normal force by the table equals WA plus WB. So MAG plus MBG. If we substitute everything, we will get around 294 newtons. Okay? Next, for letter B, mass B, diba? Free body diagram is this. N, tsaka, NA, normal force ng A due to A, tsaka yung weight ng B. Sum of forces is also equal to 0. So, the normal force due to A is just equal to the weight of B, which is MBG, or 98 newtons. May tumatawag sa akin. Hello?
Ako ng whiteboard marker.
Ha?
Whiteboard marker.
Ano?
Oo, ako meron. Ay, Aaron. Karl, wala na?
Meron pa naman. Pang ano lang, yung pang mamaya. Okay?
Sige, ako.
Ayan. Okay? 98 newtons. That is 2C, 1 and 2. If may tanong, please ask me. Yan na, tapos na tayo. Next. Last 4 items or 3 items. Sige. 3A. Let's go to 3A. 3A. Free body diagram. Friction, applied force, di ba? Move at a steady speed. So, dapat kinetic friction yung gamit. Ayun, nakasulat na. Okay? Move at a steady speed. Sum of forces equals 0, di ba? FA minus F. So, kasi sabi what horizontal force is needed eh. So, let's do that. FA equals F equals mu K N. Okay. And weight, no? So, kita naman sa taas na Newton ay yung normal force equals to the weight. So, mu K times mg. mg. 0.30 times 22 times 9.8, that is equal to 65 newtons. Okay, next. Letter D. 3D. Tama ba? Sabi ko 3D. 3D. Okay. Oh, 3D. Oh, letter A. A force 35 newtons is required to start a 6 kilogram moving box across a horizontal concrete floor. What is the coefficient of static friction between the box and the floor? So you can assume na kung ano man yung friction, yun din yung static, kung ano man yung force na in-apply, yun din yung static friction na in-apply sa floor, di ba? By definition, ng static friction, as long as minimum of 35 newtons to start the force. So, Fs max equals 35 newtons mu s times n. Okay, tandaan nyo, di ba, free body diagram, friction, force applied, normal force, weight. Normal force equals the weight equals mg. Kadalasan guys, no, kung papansin nyo, ang normal force is always mg. Just take note of the situation kung saan siya hindi. Okay? So, mu s equals 35 over mg. We'll get 35 over 6 times 9.8. That is equal to 0.6. Next, part 2. Nag-accelerate na daw. Nag-accelerate. So, and it's moving na talaga. So, we'll use kinetic friction na. Kinetic friction. F minus F equals equals MA. Ang friction natin is F minus mu K times N or mg. Solving for mu K, diba? F minus MA over mg. Pag sinubstitute natin yan, we'll get 0.53. Okay? Next. For A. So yung bakit gawin ko na ng ganito Top, bottom. So first case, buckets are at rest daw. The buckets are at rest. So let's draw the free body diagram for each. T, 1, tension 1. Kasi magkaibang chord yan. Di ba? Tension 1, tension 2. Tension 1, tension 2. Kasi tension, ito yung chord, tension 2, ito yung tension 1, di ba? Tension 1, tension 2 plus yung weight dito. Plus weight 1. Sabihin natin ito yung 1, ito yung 2. Okay? Ito naman nasa baba. T2, tsaka weight 2. Yun lang, dalawa lang. So ngayon, let's resolve yung mga components. Sa top, or for mass 1, 0 equals T1 minus T2 plus W1. For mass 2, T2 minus W2 equals 0. Solve. Diba? T2 equals M2G. Kasi weight 2. Ang tatanong pala is, what is the tension in each cord? So, yan na. This is 1. If we get the answer, this is 31.36 newtons. Ngayon, substitute dito, T1 equals T2 plus W1 equals 31.36 newtons plus M1G, get 62.72 newtons. Next, nag-accelerate na daw 1.25 meters per second squared. Papalitan na natin to, guys. Papalitan na natin to. Find the tension in each cord naman daw kapag nag-accelerate na to pataas. O, M1A. Ito, M2A. So palitan na natin. We'll get 35.36 newtons. Tapos, ganun din dito, plus M1A naman, for tension 1, we will get 70.72 newtons. Ano napansin nyo? Diba, equal ng mass yung buckets, so yung tension ng 1 is just twice the tension of this. It's just the weight of the two of this. Tapos yung ito, isa lang yung hawak niya. So yung tension na to is just the weight of this. Napansin niyo yun? Okay. Sige. Next. Sige. 4B. Ginawa na natin to sa example natin, 'di ba? Ginawa na natin to sa discussion. So, ang tinatanong naman, what is the tension at C? Di ba guys, may tension dito pababa. Kung gagawa nyo na free body diagram to, ito. Meron siyang tension dito. Hindi siya gumagalaw, guys. So, dapat, yung tension dito, ganyan pala, is just twice the tension of this cord. Kasi lumalabas parang dalawang tali yung nakatali sa pulley. So, times 2 lang yon, okay? So, yan ang gagawin natin. Hanapin si tension times 2. Game. Ngayon, gawa natin ng free body diagram pareho. Next, saan papunta yung pulley? Doon sa 3.2 kilograms kasi mas mabigat siya. Di ba sabi nga natin kanina? From mass 1, ito mass 1, ito mass 2. Free body diagram, T, weight 1. Ito, T, weight 2. Acceleration pababa. Okay? Ito pataas. From mass 1, summation of forces equals M1A equals T minus weight, M1G. From mass 2, negative, kasi pababa siya. A equals to T minus M2G. Kunin muna natin si acceleration, no? Bago natin kunin yung tension. Paano ko gagawin yun? Cancel ko si A, cancel ko si T, so subtract ko yung both equations. This is what I'll get. A times N1 plus M2 equals M2G minus M1G. So, A equals to G times M2 minus M1 over M1 plus M2. Next, i-substitute natin dito. Lagay lang natin dyan para makuha natin yung tension. Diba? So, M1A, M1G times M2 minus M1 over M1 plus M2 equals T minus M1G. T equals to M1G, M2 minus M1 over M1 plus M2 plus M1G. Ngayon, we just need to get yung tension dito. Di ba yun yung tanong, tension dito? So, times 2. What you'll get in the end is, after doing that napakahaba na calculation, you'll get 34 newtons. Which is a pretty good answer. Yun na, kung papansin nyo, pare-pareho lang ginagawa natin, guys. The only important thing is to visualize and imagine and actually think what will happen to the system before doing anything else, no? Yung calculation, I'm sure kayang-kaya nyo yan. Kailangan na maingat, no? Kasi nakakalito siya sometimes. Kasi if hinanap nyo yung mga values agad, malilito lang kayo. Kaya ako hindi sinasubstitute agad. Okay? Sige. Next, number 5. Inclines. Ito, last na to for today. 5A and 5B. Oh. Oh. Free body diagram. Pag umabot ako sa CD, discuss ko na rin. 5 minutes na lang naman tayo eh. Right? Okay. Oh. 5A. Let's look at the free body diagram of this. No friction daw, no friction. So, ito, free body diagram. And, weight, di ba ganyan siya? Ay, wala pala to. Tapos meron tayo dito, theta. Ito yung theta. So, NW, ito yung theta. So, look at the x component. Oh, dali lang yan. Kasi 5A determine the acceleration of the block as it slides down the plane. Sige, simple lang yan. Fx equals MA equals mg sin theta. Kasi, di ba, x component, ito yon. A equals g sin theta, which is equal to 3.67 meters per second squared. Next, part 2. Starts from rest up to 12 meters up. What is the block speed when it reaches the bottom of the incline? Okay, yung 12 meters up, guys, ibig sabihin 12 meters up the slope. So, yung distance niya along the slope is 12. So, use VF squared equals VI squared plus 2AD. So, just substitute. Oh, no initial velocity. Tapos get the square root. 2 times 3.67 times 12. You will get 9.39 meters per second. Next, for 5B, ngayon naman sa baba siya nag-start. Same pa rin, same free body diagram. No? Same free body diagram. Same. So, A is still equal to, kasi tinatanong how far the plane will it go. So, pareho pa rin yung acceleration, guys. Diba? Pareho pa rin yan. Kasi looking at the x component, ganoon pa rin siya. Oh, ngayon, substitute lang natin dito. Kasi we're looking for the distance. So, meron ng initial velocity, final velocity. So, distance equals Vf squared minus Vi squared over 2A. With this one, substituting everything, you'll get 2.8 meters. Negative yung makukuha nyo, pero okay lang yan, no? Okay lang yun. Make it positive lang. Negative yung makukuha nyo dito. Pero positive dapat yung sagot. Next, part 2. Time. Time going up is the same as time going down. So let's just get the time going up. Diba? Vf equals Vi plus AT. T equals Vf minus Vi. G sin theta as time, you will get 1.23 seconds times 2, 2.46 seconds. Sige na, gawin na nga natin. Letter C. O ngayon naman daw, letter C, may friction naman. May friction naman. Tapos iba na yung angle, okay? Take note. Tsaka may coefficient of friction. Pero same pa rin, incline pa rin. Oh. Paano ulit yun? Katulad na una natin example today. F N weight. Yun na. Drawing the free body diagram. Normal force, weight, theta, friction. Looking at the x component, MA equals to mg sine theta minus friction force, mu k times n, which is, dito ang normal force, di ba, n equals to mg cosine theta. A equals ito over m. So, g sine theta minus mu k g cosine theta. You'll get 2.28 meters per second squared. Next, yung number 2. What is the speed when it reaches the bottom of the incline? Use vf squared equals vi squared plus 2ad. Vf squared equals square root of vi squared plus 2ad. Yun na. Square root of 2 times 2.28 times 8.15 equals 6.10 meters per second. Ayan na. Oh, before I end, may tanong ba? Wala naman. Or okay na kayo? Well, if wala na, ayan, that's our last session in physics. Saan po ma-access yung mga vid? Nasa di ba, nasa Google Classroom, di ba? I gave, nandun yun, tingnan niyo sa Google Classroom, nandun yung playlist. Okay? Kaya tayo may Google Classroom. Pero sige, I'm just going to bump up yung link mamaya. Okay? Pero nasa Google Classroom yung playlist, guys. Nasa Google Classroom. Una kong post yun. Okay? Sige. O, yun lang. O, that's all. That's our last lesson in physics. I hope marami kayong tutunan sa physics. I taught you yung mga pinaka-important. Marami pang ibang pwedeng gawin sa physics. Pero yan na lang muna for today. Tomorrow, last session natin, we'll have a problem set on the last 2 topics we had in statistics. Okay? Yun lang guys. Maraming salamat. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.